All right, so in this video we're going to be covering the seated alternating cable row. So for the setup here, we're going to have our dual cable arm setup. This one's a little bit wider. Ideally, if we have something narrower, that's perfectly fine, but similar principles are going to apply with regards to just our rowing mechanics or posture setup and how we're pulling on the cable itself. So one thing before we grab onto the weight is going to be the setup and the posture. So generally when we're doing our rows, I want to ensure that I'm not overly flexed at the spine, but also not overly extended, especially if my target is to focus more on the lat coming inwards towards my spine. So I want to have a tall position, that rib cage slightly pushed back, so I keep that rounded position of my rib cage, which then allows me to really stretch the lats, and then as I draw the arm back, allow me to shorten and contract it. So in this case here, when we're pulling, we also want to ensure that as we draw, we're going to keep the shoulder slightly down and extended, pull the elbow just to around that hip or rib cage position, and then we want to focus on pulling the shoulder down and extending it back, which will help to shorten and contract that lat muscle, versus just thinking about drawing that and pulling the arm as far back as I can, getting the elbow way past me, and then having that shoulder pop forward. So with the cables in hand, what that ends up looking like, so I dig my feet down into the ground. I try to get that nice tall posture, head over shoulders, shoulders over the hips. So I'm not too far forward, but also not too far back. And then from here, I'm going to pull with that one arm, keeping the one arm reaching, keeping that shoulder down, elbow tucked in slightly. I reach, allow that side to stretch, and then alternate and pull. Same mechanics, same action on the opposite side. So I'm going to allow myself to fully extend that one arm, reach, and then switch towards the opposite side. You can see this will also promote a little bit of rotation through the rib cage with each row.